announcing where do they make this?
Questions for Ron?
Peter Laviolette figures you could be a star in this thing next year. What do you think? You have the right personality for it.
Well, I'm not sure. HBO hasn't signed on yet, so let's hold off until the contract was a 2-year deal, so they haven't done anything yet. I think it's because Peter bored everybody so much. That's what I told him today.
Well, let's assume that happens. You ready for that type of intrusion of the cameras and stuff, Ron?
Well, we had it in Washington somewhat to a lesser degree when we went. We agreed to do all this stuff for the NHL when we went to the finals in '98. So not as many cameras, but we did the pregame talks with cameras in there. So I've been through that before. I don't care what anybody says. It does change what you're going to do, and in my case, for sure, with 2 granddaughters, I'm going to clean up my act for sure. I wouldn't want to embarrass myself in front of my granddaughters. They call up if they've seen me yelling at an official, so you always got to watch that.
How about I'm playing coaching in front of, these 115,000 people?
Well, and that part of it, that's not the difficult part. I think you block that out. You coach in lots of big games, so that's not something you really think about, whether it's the Olympics or World Championships or playoff series or Toronto-Montreal games or whatever the big venue is. I think once the game starts, it's the same thing, but it'll be cool just to be outside. I've watched all the games. I haven't watched the HBO stuff, but a little bit here, a little bit there, but the game itself is always pretty cool.
Ron, how significant a moment would this have been for Larry Wilson and Johnny Wilson?
Well, I think it would be pretty cool. It's just too bad they're not there, but it'll be nice for my whole family, all my relatives, the ones who live in the Detroit area, as well as bringing in my own family. And for me, it would be special with my grandchildren. My own kids are kind of hardened to what I do, but 2 granddaughters, I think, would think that's pretty cool, and a chance to skate with them outside, kind of share what I did when I was a kid. That'll be really cool.
Have you seen a football game at the Big House? Huh?
No, the closest game in the big. I've been to a game at Ohio State, and that would be my suggestion to the people in Columbus. Have the All-Star game outside at Ohio State. I've seen a lot of SEC games, but not a game at Michigan. I have been in the stadium 25 or 30 years ago. With one of our national teams, we had an exhibition game against Michigan. So I've been in the stadium, but not for a football game.
Ron, going to tonight's game, can Carl and Dion expect to see a lot of that Giroux line?
Yeah, I would think so, but I'm sure we'll try to make sure that's the matchup. I think Peter will have other ideas, and that'll be the little game, the inside game that goes on tonight, trying to get the right matchups. Because Giroux and Yager, obviously a dynamic duo, and they'll have an answer. They'll try to have an answer for Lupul and Kessel, or Grabowski and MacArthur, whatever, who's ever the hottest line tonight, they're going to have to find a way to shut down too.
Is that Giroux line a different challenge than maybe some of these other top lines that they've faced recently?
Well, these guys have been doing it all year. The other lines have been a little sporadic, but they did a great job against Malkin, and he might be the hottest player in the league right now. And I thought we did a decent job against Edmonton's top line with the way they've been going. And seeing that Gagne got another 2 goals last night, he might be the hottest guy in the league. But the key here is that we play well as a group. It's not about just shutting down one line. We've got to get balanced attack going.
Primer for the Monster, you only lineup changes?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What do you like from James that makes you want to go back to him here?
Well, it's, James has played well his last few starts, so he's supposed to be our #1 guy. So we lost the game the other night, and it was his turn to play. We're kill one goalie in this busy part of our schedule. We've got to find a kind of a rotation. I don't know what it is yet, but both goalies are available, and tonight it's James.
Winter Classic, Dion, is announced officially today, obviously. And what do you think looking ahead to next year?
Well, it's definitely an exciting day for us as players, and I think as an organization to have the opportunity to play in a Winter Classic. I'm watching them the last few years, and they look like they're a lot of fun to be a part of them as a player. And with the history of the two teams that are going to be playing in the atmosphere, the setting that there's going to be down there, it's going to be unbelievable to be a part of that. So as a player, it's an exciting day. I'm excited, and I know my teammates are really excited too. So it's, like I said, it's an honor to be a part of a game like this, and with the amount of people that they can put in that building to play in front of a crowd like that, it's going to be a lot of fun. And with the history of the two teams, it's going to make for a real exciting game.
Like, can you wrap your head around that? Because you're used to playing in front of 20,000 people on those days.
Yeah.
Now you're looking at 5 times that, which is a little unfathomable almost.
Well, there's quite a few different things that are, as a player, are extremely exciting about the opportunity of playing in a game like this. One, the crowd, the amount of people that are going to be in the building will be very special as a player. 2, you're playing outdoors, you grow up. I know, being from Edmonton, growing up, having an outdoor rink in my backyard, playing with my buddies on that, and you know, the community rinks growing up as a kid, playing a lot outdoors. So you've got those two aspects, the amount of people in the building and playing outdoors, and then you put into it an original 6 matchup. It's a really exciting thing to be a part of. I know that the rumors that have been going around about the possibility of the game, and as players we've talked about it, and what an experience it would be to be a part of something like this, and now we're going to be. So there's you know, the focus is still this year for our team, and the work that we've got to get done down the stretch here, but the official announcement of it today is very exciting.
The assumption will be that HBO will do another documentary 24/7 as they have. And so maybe your thoughts on the cameras being around and perhaps following you home and this sort of thing?
Well, I've watched a few of the 24/7. I think they do an unbelievable job of giving the outside public a real look at the inside of an NHL hockey team, and that's right from top to bottom. They interview the managers, the coaching staff. They're in on every meeting, whether it be team meeting or, you know, coaching individual meetings in coach's office, or you see them interviewing the general managers. So you get a real and then they follow you home sometimes. So you get from what I've seen of the program, I've watched quite a few episodes of it. I think they show fans a true inside look at inside NHL teams' locker rooms, and the way that they film it, the way that they shoot it, it's unbelievable to see the detail that is put into it, and for fans, I think it's a great show for them to be able to watch and see what we do on a daily basis behind closed doors.
Are you worried that'll be a distraction? I know we're looking farther ahead, but are you worried it'll be a distraction having those cameras?
I don't think it's I don't think it will be a distraction. No, from talking with other guys on other teams, they're very professional. They're real good at what they do. That's why they put together programs like that. You can see the detail alone in a documentary like that. When you watch it, it's pretty. They do a really good job of what they do. So they're professional about shooting it, I've heard, and I don't think it's going to be a distraction at all.
So could this launch Colby Armstrong into an entirely different career when his playing days are done?
Yeah, Army will probably be on it a lot, but to be honest with you, it's an exciting day for our team as players to know that next year we're going to be playing in the Winter Classic. You grow up playing outside, and now we get the opportunity to do it in front of 100,000 plus people. I don't think it gets any better than that.
Dion, with tonight's game, you guys have talked about looking forward ahead of you in the standings and not looking in the rearview mirror. Philadelphia's a team that they're holding down that home ice advantage spot, the last one. You're only 5 points back. Is that in the back of your minds maybe tonight, knowing that you can really maybe track these guys down?
It's a huge game for both of our teams. I'm sure they're saying the same thing that we are, that for us, this is a team that we're trying to catch. They're ahead of us in the standings. You know, we're coming into their building, they're playing well. They always play well at home. It's an energetic building. Their fans are loud, lively, there's a lot of atmosphere. And when we come in here, we expect a tough game, and it's going to be no different. But with the way the standings are and the way that things are shaping up, the 5-point gap for us to come in and win the game cuts it down to 3. So it's a 4-point swing. It might be a cliche to talk like that and say 4-point game, but it's the truth. It's either going to be 7 or cut down to 3. So we've got to come in and you know, our mindset is to win a hockey game and cut the gap to 3. And you're not going to jump 5 points and move 5 points up. Every game's 2 points, and right now we've got to take it like that. But we're definitely trying to move up in the standings. We're not just sitting in the hole that we're in and trying to hold there. We want to move up. We've been open about that with you guys, and in our room, our goal is to finish as high as we possibly can to give ourselves the best opportunity.